Hey everybody, Barry with Christenson Transportation, where the truckers truck. Today I just wanted to spend a couple minutes talking about cargo and signing off on it, counting claims, overages, shortages, damages, all cargo related issues. First of all, drivers, you pull into a place and they load 40,000 cans of cream corn on your truck. You can't sign for the piece count. I can't count that high. We don't have time to count that high, but we can count pallets, and you can sign for 40 pallets or whatever you want to do. Just make sure that whatever you're signing for, you can live up to. Make sure that you put on there shipper load and count. SL&C will work. Put your initials by it. When you deliver, if you've got a seal, make sure that somebody signs seal intact, or you put seal intact and they put their initials by it. Something to relieve you and Christenson from future claims. This week I've been working on claims that were over 6 months old, and the driver's not even here anymore, and I've got no way to gather evidence. The bills I have are not legible. I don't know if the seal was on. It's just, you've got a certain amount of time to cover yourself. If there's an overage, if there's a damage, if there's a shortage, before you leave that facility, you need to call in, talk to your fleet manager, and get them to ask, hopefully me, for some resolution on how to handle that situation. First of all, we're a truckload carrier. If somebody puts on 10 pieces that the customer didn't order, that's not our fault. If they want us to go take it somewhere else, that's an additional delivery, stop off time, whatever it may be, so that you're going to ask that we compensate you for your time, and we're going to ask that we get compensated for that as well. So you got two sides of that. You got overages and you got shortages or damages. Seems like when we have overages, I had 10 cases of cat food left on, they told me to dispose of it. Well, what are you going to do? So typically the fleet manager says, just do what you want to with it, and the driver says, I gave it away. Well, what if it's 10 cases short? Are you going to own that product at that point? Are you going to write Christenson a check that has to write the receiver a check for the shortage that you signed for? I doubt it. So, there's two ways that we look at this. We're going to be responsible for settling those claims, but to offset that, if somebody says keep 60 cases of this or that, or dispose of it or dump it, we need that product too to offset our losses on the stuff that's a short or a damage instead of an extra. So don't assume ownership for this product unless you want to assume ownership for all of it. That may or may not be there, so I doubt you want to. And it just creates a lot of headaches. So let's not get months into that. If there's an issue whatsoever with that load, notify somebody before you leave that facility so we can get the documentation and we can determine what to do with it. So another thing, we're trying to cover you. Technically, you're independent contractors. You're responsible. We can charge you, but we'd rather not. We'd rather do a little work. Figure out is there a gate guard that checks you in? Was the seal intact? If it was, then it was as a shipper load and count. We're not going to be responsible, but we've got to do our due diligence to gather that information at the time it happens to cover you. Don't be lax in these procedures. It doesn't happen a lot, and when it does happen, we don't want to charge you back. So help us help you. Anyway, just a little tidbit. Some of these subjects come up, and it's like, how do I tell everybody? Well, let's do a video. So that's today's video. So remember, help us help you. Thanks for being here at Christenson, where the truckers truck and safety takes priority.